Good morning. I am back from my walk and I am just getting ready for the morning. Today is when I'm going to start tackling my kitchen project and I'm going to start tiling. So I'm excited, I'm nervous. I don't know. I'm working into it. But before I'm going to worry about it, I'm going to make sure that I have some water. I'm going to make sure that I have some coffee, and I'm going to make sure that I have some breakfast. And when those things are done, then I'm going to worry about the tiling and start stressing out. So what I'm doing this morning is trying the iced coffee thing again. So when I was in Alaska, I picked up a bag of my favorite coffee. I don't know why I never thought of, oh my gosh, just picking this up makes me so happy. It smells so good. I don't know why I never thought of this before, but every time I'm in Alaska, I try to get as much Kaladi coffee as I can, and I just drink a whole bunch of iced lattes while I'm there. And I'm like, oh, I could just pick up a bag of beans. And then I was looking online and I can get these shipped to me super easy. Why did I ever think of that? So I picked up a bag, I coarse ground it, and I am trying the French press again, but this time I did cold brew. And I looked into it and I took some advice and then I did that. So last night I set this up in my fridge. I am going to make it with vanilla soy milk. Now, before you say anything, before you come at me, I looked into this, okay? So this is sweetened. I'm aware it's sweetened, and I was looking at the difference between this and the unsweetened milk. There are 8 grams of added sugar in this versus less than a gram of added sugar for the unsweetened milk. The calorie difference, however, is 10 calories. It's 80 calories for a cup of the unsweetened milk, and it's 90 calories for the cup of sweetened milk. I thought about it a lot. I don't currently watch my sugar intake other than I try not to have too much of it, but I'm not trying to stay under any certain amount. And I mainly try to make sure that I have, things that don't make me sick, don't give me dumping. So I felt good about this because it means that it's already vanilla, it's already sweetened. I'm just going to have the cup of that and it's going to meet my macros. I shouldn't probably spend the time to defend myself on here. I am going to do what I feel is right and is going to fit within my macros. I am watching my calories, and that's all that you really need to know. So I may second guess explaining that in the future. And also I use the soy milk just because I really like the taste. It has nothing to do with being non-dairy or anything. I just really love soy milk in my coffee. I can't explain it. I have found that I prefer that way over regular milk. So I'm going to make this morning and hope that it turns out half as good as I'm expecting it to. I think maybe a half a cup of soy milk. I think that's closer. I think maybe next time I'll just do like half and half and see where that is. It's good. I mean, shouldn't be surprised, but DIY at its finest. I'm not used to this. I don't know how to do this. And so, of course, I'm overthinking everything. I was going to say math is not my strong suit, but math, I've always been pretty good at math. I think I just second guess my math all the time. So I'm looking at this wall right here, and I want to make sure that I don't end on a sliver of a tile. The tiles are 3 inches, and we're putting a 1/16 gap in between them, which means that we're looking at 18.12, which is actually 18 1/8, and that's probably going to put 18 full tiles with some caulking. I'm committing to full tiles. Wish me luck. I am taking a break for lunch. I haven't made as much progress as I was hoping to, although I do have to keep in mind it's not going to go very quick, and I want to make sure that I get it right. So that means that I'm just taking the time to be a lot more precise. This is what I'm looking at right now, which doesn't look like much, but I have marked out my studs and exactly where I want the brackets for the shelves to be. And I am working on preliminarily laying out the first 2 rows. And figuring out exactly what size to cut these tiles. Once I have the first 2 rows laid, that pattern will just repeat all the way up the wall. So this is the most time-consuming part. I'm trying to remember that I am making progress, even though it doesn't feel like I am. But now I'm very hungry and it is lunchtime. So I'm going to take a break and I'm going to make my salad. Seen my salad before. I am obsessed with it. I keep making it. This is actually a new thing for me. Post-surgery, I want to eat the same food all the time. I never used to want to do that prior to surgery. And now I really enjoy food prepping and making things in bulk and just eating off of them. So this is one of them. I make this salad all the time and I'm not mad. Boy, am I just hot and exhausted. I didn't make as much progress as I thought I would today. However, I'm really happy with the progress that I did make and feeling a lot more comfortable about the project in general. So this is where I ended up. I'm just sort of sticking things up with tape for the time being to really visualize those first couple of rows and make sure my math is correct. And I'm really, really happy with this. And then I've cut some more tiles here and got it prepared to be able to do several rows and actually stick them up tomorrow. So ultimately, I feel like today was a really, really, really good day and I'm feeling really accomplished. When I get to the other parts of the kitchen, I will go long spans before I have to make any cuts. This only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's only 9 tiles wide. So I have to be making cuts somewhat frequently. That means that I'll be able to put this together a lot quicker, especially now that I know what I'm doing and I feel more comfortable with the angle grinder. Downsides, I was super into this today that I have not drank enough water, and I am feeling it, especially because it's so hot. I need to get out of these jeans. I actually have 2 layers on. I just put the jeans over my shorts, so I'm probably more overheated than I need to be. But I need to go take a break, cool down, drink a bunch of water before I make dinner tonight. I'm going to be making taco cupcakes. I'm pretty excited about that. But I am not ready to do that until I take a break and cool down a little bit. Look at my dog. He's so sleepy. He's probably hot too. He knows we're talking about him. Tomorrow is supposed to be rainy, but it is supposed to be cooler. So I think I might be able to get a lot more done because getting all geared up in the safety gear makes me sweat buckets. It's just absolutely awful. I'm gonna go take a break and I will see you back at dinner time. Okay, I am making taco cupcakes today. This is one of my favorite recipes that I periodically pull out of the recipe safe, the vault. We'll use the term vault. I will link the original recipe. I have made slight variations of this over the years. So this is the way that I make them. So first I sprayed my muffin tin with a little bit of Pam, and you push one of these wonton wrappers into each one of the muffin dishes. And I always like to straighten them out just a little bit, make sure they're pushed all the way in, because it's going to make filling them a heck of a lot easier. Okay, first up is some queso. If I can get the jar open, here we go. So just get the Tostitos queso, and you put just a dab in the bottom of every one of these. It's about a teaspoon or so. Just want it to spread around the bottom. Oh, I missed one. Next, I have my ground beef and beans mixture. I usually do black beans, but I just had what I had on hand this time. And this is seasoned with some taco seasoning. And you want to put about, a heavy spoonful to fill the bottom of these cups. It's going to be about half of this mixture because we're going to do a second layer. You can divide it in half ahead of time, which I have absolutely done before. But I am not finicky today. Then you want to take your cheese, and about half of this cheese mixture you're going to sprinkle on. Oh, I did forget something though. So this is a variation that I do. I do taco sauce. The recipe calls for salsa, but I just love taco sauce. So I do just a little squeeze. Then I put in the cheese, and the cheese on this layer is really just to help glue the layers together. I mean, also, who doesn't love cheese? And then you go in with your second layer of wontons. Make sure that you're shifting them a little. So you can see the corner of this one is here and here. I want to put the new corner here so that we're getting as much purchase as possible, and it's going to be holding everything nicely, and it will be easy to take out of here. And use this opportunity to kind of push down that layer and make sure it fills the whole taco cup or cupcake tin. They're good to go. Then it's rinse and repeat. And here it is plated. I added a few olives because one, I love this with olives, and two, they were in the fridge, so I needed to use them. And then I have my half of an avocado because you know I will not eat less than half of an avocado. I already weighed everything out on here, so I know exactly how much this avocado is, exactly how much the black olives are, and I will go ahead and share the nutritional information on the screen now. Say hi.
Hi. Very quietly hoping that
Edit this man out. Edit this man out of my life.
Oh.
Washington is doing that mist thing. Okay, day 2. I hope you enjoy what I have to do to some of my old shirts now. I like to wear these really, really big shirts that I used to have for doing stuff around the house. Because honestly, if something happens to it, I mean, I'm not wearing this out in public. It's just it's way too big. But then it'll flow down, and I've got to like do something to make it manageable while I'm working. So that's what you see going on here. I've had a weird morning. So I've already gotten started on some things, but things haven't been going the way that I kind of wanted. I did not really sleep well last night. This has happened to me twice now recently, where suddenly I am wide awake and I'm having like some pretty intense insomnia. The last time this happened to me was actually when we were on vacation. One of the nights in the hotel, I laid in bed for 4 hours and I didn't get to sleep until after 3 a.m. Last night, I laid there for a couple of hours. I decided that I would get up and take some melatonin to see if that would help. Melatonin hasn't been very good for me. I'm not sure why. It has a tendency to wake me up in the middle of the night, but at that point I didn't care. I think it did help me sleep, but it was past midnight and I overslept past my alarm, and I think my husband did too, because he came busting in pretty late this morning, trying to rush out the door, and woke me up, and my alarm had already gone off over an hour prior. So, needless to say, I had kind of a slow start this morning, but I tried to embrace just going with the flow. Things happen. Nothing is going to my original plan, but things are going okay. I also attended a webinar this morning, so I ended up listening to the first half of it while I was in the shower, and then the second half I was cutting some more of these tiles. So I have a nice pile of things that I need to cut today with the angle grinder, and then the other ones that I already cut to size with my tile cutter. And it ended up being a pretty good webinar. I got a notification on the app that I use to track my food, which if you don't know is Bariatric. I've been using that since immediately after surgery. Actually, I've been using that since pre-op. I think I was using that to track all of my food before my surgery even. But I got a notification saying they were having a free webinar about why you need protein after surgery, and I thought it would be nice to just attend and listen in and see if there's any new information, or just, you know, sort of absorb everything. And it was a really good webinar, really reinforced a lot of the things that that I learned early on after surgery. It really kind of reinforced what I'm doing right now, the mindset that I have right now. And I think they did a really great job. So I was glad to listen in on that, and it helped me prep some stuff for cutting. That being said, it is afternoon and I'm starting to get hungry. So I think I'm going to take a break for lunch before I worry about getting any further on this project. I didn't realize I've got this like Michael Bay flair going on. So dramatic. I realized as I was putting my bowl together and standing right next to my water bottle that I did not fill it up and put it next to me while I was attending the webinar like I intended. So I haven't drank any water yet this morning. I am going to drink one water bottle before I eat my salad. In case you're wondering, that does sometimes affect how much food I can eat. If I drink a lot of water, a lot of times it feels like I can't eat as much as other times. But it's not consistent. For some reason, I can drink a lot of water occasionally and then eat my food just fine. And other times it just feels like I have to wait a little bit for that to kind of settle before I can eat my food. That is one thing I've talked about before that I don't do consistently anymore after surgery, is wait 30 minutes after drinking to eat. I will almost always drink something right up until I eat, but I will not drink something right after I eat because that does make me feel kind of ill, and I do need to give myself 30 to 45 minutes before drinking after a meal. It seems to be working well for me, but that isn't the case for everybody after surgery. Have all my pieces cut. I undercut them just a little bit so that I can hopefully use the diamond sander. Hopefully that gets delivered soon so that I can continue on with this. I would like to start adhering them to the wall today, but until they are in a state where I'm happy with them, I don't want to permanently adhere them to the wall. I don't think that's a good idea. My sanding blocks aren't here yet, and I can't really move forward on this yet, I don't think. So basically I'm at a waiting point because I really want to make sure that I'm doing this carefully, and I'd like those sanding blocks. So I'm going to take a pivot. I think right now a really good use of my time, since I can't move any further on this backsplash, is to clean up the kitchen, get a load of dishes going, and then if it still isn't delivered by that point, I think I'm going to do some video editing, and I'm going to do some of the things I was going to do tomorrow, today, and just sort of flip things around so that I'm being as efficient and productive as I can be. And honestly, I mean, it's kind of rainy and stuff today anyway, so maybe it's a good day to flip some of those things around.